Hello, friends, and welcome to our podcast,
Time for Unicorns,
and Champagne,
where we'll be talking about the ins and outs of everyday life
and all the random experiences that come with it. Hello, and welcome back. Today, we are going to be talking about the unwanted DMs and comments that you get on social media. We've all got them, so we're going to chat about it.
Yeah. What's probably one of the most irritating DMs you've gotten in the last while?
Oh, well, there's been a lot,
Yeah.
but I'd probably say the most irritating is when somebody knows that you're not single, like if you've told them specifically too, and they, instead of, respectfully being like, okay, they more or less take it as like challenge accepted.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just slimy and icky, and it's not cool.
Right. Or if they already know that you're not single, but they pretend that they don't know that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So they'll drop into your DM and they'll be like, so would you ever want to, hang out? And but if you're not single, then maybe not. And I'm like, well, I'm married. Oh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Really?
Yeah.
You didn't know?
Yeah.
I pretty much have it right out there.
Yes. Another one that I'll say that I like is I've had in the past where, yeah, people will try to slide into your DMs and, whatever. And this is why I leave 99% of my DMs unread because no, thank you. I'm just not interested.
Oh,
right.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I've had people in the past, slide into your DMs and, try to strike up a conversation. If it's friendly and they just want to talk, mental health or just whatever, I don't have any issues with that. But I've had some times where they've, they'll hit on me or ask me out or this and that. And I'll give them the whole, no, thank you, I'm married or whatever spiel.
Right.
And then like months later, that same person will do it
Right.
again.
Right.
Literally like same thing, like word for word. And I'm like, just scroll up.
Exactly.
Scroll up a little
Yes,
bit.
yes.
You tried this already.
Exactly.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't work out the first time. It's not going to work out this time, right?
Exactly. And it's funny because we get some of the same people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll like compare. We'll be like, so did this person DM you? Yeah.
Yep, they did.
Yeah.
What's their message say? Yep.
Exact same thing. It's like cut and paste.
It is.
Yeah.
You know what? And that's a big thing. And like, okay, let's just be totally blunt and honest here because why not? TikTok specifically anyways,
Right.
for me, for you, for a lot of people, it's not a dating site, but I know that people do use it for that, and that's
Right.
totally fine. If you make genuine connections on there, or that's where you want to look, that's great. I have no issues with that.
Right.
But when you see people, literally pretty much doing like a copy and paste
Yes.
on so many people's posts or even like your post just every single time.
Right.
And it's not even like it's genuine or anything to it. They're just trying to see what they can get from you. You know what I mean? You're like, well, even if I was single, like I wouldn't be going down that road because
No.
who wants that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's just funny because you can easily weed out and spot out like who's genuine and who's just copy paste. Ooh, like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Have you ever called anyone out?
I have, like I've said.
Have you? Oh, I want to hear.
Yeah. I've responded to
Yeah.
them like when they were just a little bit pushy and saying, no, like I was nice at first. And I
Yes.
said, thank you. That's really sweet of you. Not really, because it was creepy, but
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm married and I have 2 kids. And oh, well, can't you still hang out with me?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, actually I can't because I'm loyal and I wouldn't do that.
Right.
And then they persisted to say, oh, well, nobody needs to know. And I said, you know what? I would know.
Right.
And that's enough.
Yeah.
And still, no thank you.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is very, very disrespectful.
Well, like not only that, he's disrespecting you and not like
Right.
respecting your boundaries. If you've already
Right.
said no, you shouldn't have to say no multiple times, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then so just block delete.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like, I guess I didn't call him out hardcore at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point, but
Yeah.
it was like, honestly,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
get a life.
For sure. And yeah, I have no problem with people. Again, like I said, some people never know, like, unless they try, right? So if somebody didn't know you were single or
Right.
weren't single or whatever, and they wanted to reach out, give you a nice compliment, whatever,
Right. Yes.
that's great. But then be respectful and listen, when that person tells you, like, I'm not interested or, whatever the case may be. But when they're like, basically just, they don't care what you say and they're still gonna go after it anyways,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know?
It's kind of like it reminds me of an online way that guys used to hit on you at the bar. And then sometimes, like I've had this before too, when on social media, when I've said, no, thank you. You're really nice, but I'm married. Well, I didn't like you very much anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, I've gotten that. Didn't you ever get that at the bar, like back in the day when you turned down a guy and they're like, "Oh, that's fine. You're not that great. I didn't like you very much anyway."
Well, I was pretty great when you tried the first
Yeah,
time.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I've definitely gotten that before too, where they're angry.
Yeah. Well, their ego, right?
Yeah,
Their
yeah,
ego
yeah,
took a
yeah,
hit.
yeah.
So yeah, I get it. I've had though, yeah, I mean, I've had my share of all that kind of stuff, but I'll tell you my recent story then.
Is it the recent story I'm thinking of?
It sure is.
Okay. Yeah. I have one too after.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And I touched on it kind of on our last episode too, actually, where we were talking about mental health, because I talk a lot about that on my pages.
Right.
And, certain people that don't listen to what you're saying and they're just looking at your face or whatever because they think
Right.
you're, quote unquote hot or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And like I said before, compliments are great. Of course, they're appreciative. Everybody likes compliments, thank
Right.
you, whatever. But when you're just, again, that copy and paste or saying the same thing
Right.
and not even listening to what the person is saying, that's just not cool, right? And so my very recent one is I was talking in a post last week, something that I was going through, and you could see in my video, I was visibly very upset, like heartbroken, almost to the point of tears. And the same person from before basically comments about how hot I am, whatever. And that at that point, I was like, okay, like enough's enough. I can't just not say anything because it just wasn't sitting well. So I did, like I called him out in a
Right.
respectful way.
Of course.
That's what I always do. I always do things in a respectful way, but I did call him out.
Right.
And he did not like it. He did not like being called out. He deleted his comment and he unfollowed me on both my accounts. Which to that, I hate to say it, but like good riddance.
Right.
Because,
Of course.
it was just getting to a point where I was like, I just felt disrespected. Like,
Right.
I always appreciate compliments that people give me, and that's why I always take the time to say thank you and stuff like that. But
Right.
when it's to the point where I know you're not even listening to a damn word I'm saying,
Right. Exactly.
or like even like like you could visibly see in the video,
Mhm.
like I was very upset, and
Of
like
course.
you still thought that was the appropriate time to try to hit on me.
Yeah. Lame.
Yeah, lame. So we said bye. We said goodbye to that one.
That's right.
And you have to
What
sometimes.
about, are you willing to talk about the other thing? The other one about the situation where somebody DM'd you and asked you about.
Oh my
Yes, yeah.
Lanta.
Yes.
Oh.
That one.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, maybe. Okay. I don't know because I don't want, if that person hears, like I don't like that person was at least like respectful, and I don't want to like I don't know. And because I told you kind of I don't want to
Well, you could change it up a bit.
Okay, we'll change it up a bit. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, somebody Now, at least he was respectful, though. He was respectful. He told me a little bit too much information that I would have preferred not to know, but he asked if I was single. I said no, and he said, "Okay, like sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect." I was like, "Okay, perfect," but then proceeded to like, say some other stuff, which was a little much, but um, I don't want to go really into too much details.
But you got to
But
tell a little bit of it.
I know, but like I just want to be respectful to this person though too, because I don't want to like I don't know, you know what I mean? Okay, I mean sort of. I guess he was sort of wondering like if I'd still be interested in something else, anyways. Let's just say that. um, but again, I said like no, thank you, and at least he was respectful about it though, and that was kind of it. Because that's not always the case. There's definitely some that'll keep trying. So at least that was that. But that's all I'm gonna say about that one for now, because I want to again, because if he was not respectful about it,
Right.
I wouldn't mind as much. But he was very kind and respectful about it. So I don't want to like throw him under the bus or say too much there.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. One time I don't do very many lives anymore because the comments that I get on lives are just ridiculous.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
your eyes are so beautiful. And I'm talking about ADHD, or I'm talking about
Right.
mental health, or I'm
Yeah.
talking about something to do with being a mom, like all things that aren't anything to do with the way I look.
Yeah.
And I get so many compliments on that, and like just weirdos coming on and
Yep.
just being weird, like just being like, "Oh, I'm outside your door," and I'm like, "No, you're not." But I
Oh
look,
yeah.
but I look
You're like,
anyway. I'm
wait,
like,
what?
"Are you sure?"
I know.
And but one time I went. Oh, I was doing a live with somebody just to chat. It was a girl that offered, like, just requested to do a live with me,
Okay. Yep.
and it was all good. And she was very nice and everything. And uh, she was telling me all about certain things with her boyfriend and
Yeah.
this and that. But then, um, and I won't go too into detail, but because she's a very, very sweet girl, she said, "I don't think that I could ever just be with a guy because I need a girl to like fulfill me." And so I feel like she was hitting on me a
So
bit.
she didn't just want sausage; she wanted tuna tacos.
Yep.
Perfect.
So anyway, and so I feel like we chatted for a bit,
Oh.
and then, but I was like, I eventually was like, I was flattered for sure, but I was
Still
just,
got it.
yeah, yeah. But I was like, at one point I'm like, yeah, I think I gotta go. Um, she's like, oh, she asked me all questions about my life, and
Yeah.
I said I was married and I had kids, and she's like, oh, I'd love to have kids one day. And like, she went on about that, and I'm like, yep, that's really cool. And then we ended it, but she was a really nice. It got a little bit weird
Little
for
weird.
a bit.
Yeah.
But I've had that though. Like, I've had
Yeah.
different times where women
Yes.
specifically, because I don't know, I give off a vibe, I guess, or something. I'm not really sure.
I've had that too.
Yeah.
I don't think I give off a vibe, but maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or maybe it's again, you never know unless you try.
No, totally.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I had a woman one time. And I knew she was,
Right.
right? Um and which is totally fine. I have no problem, making friends or chatting,
Of
like,
course. No,
just friendly,
yeah.
whatever.
Right.
And we were talking about like travel and stuff too, which I'm passionate about. So I was like, hey, I'm all for it. But then, yeah, like turned into like when I realized something else was like she was trying something else, she wanted to like send pictures back and forth and stuff. I was like, well, I mean, I'm okay. Thank you. I gotta go.
What kind of pictures?
Well, I wasn't sticking around to find out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes
no,
sense.
no. Yeah, I was like, no, that's yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta
Just
run.
like in the middle of the conversation, she was like, "Would you like to send Pictures?
Well, it was so it was on TikTok at first, and then it was like, oh, like, can we chat elsewhere? And I was like, well, like we're like it's it's okay here, and
Right.
then you can't send pictures or videos or whatever on TikTok, right? Um, so shoot, yeah, it, like, yeah, I was like,
Right. No, no, yeah, I hear you.
we friends, girl,
Yeah. We're just friends.
yeah,
Yeah. I've had like lots of people, as I'm sure you have as well, be like, do you have Snapchat? And I'm
oh
like,
yeah.
nope.
That's I find that's the first thing. Yeah, like if
Yeah.
somebody's asking you right off the bat, you're like, bye.
Yeah. See you later.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I'm just like, no, that's sketchy.
yeah,
No, I'm not.
yeah. Yeah. And again, it goes back to the whole. I mean, to each their own. I'm not judging anybody either for what
Right.
they do. Whatever
No,
you can do,
whatever
whatever you want on
works.
there. And again, if you want to use it as a dating app,
Yeah.
whatever. I have
Of
no issues with
course.
that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's not what I use it for, but whatever anybody wants to do. But it's, yeah, like right away, if you're like, even if the thing for me is, even if I was using it as a dating app, even if I was like, okay, I'm single, I'm going to use it as a dating app, I wouldn't go about it the way some people do. But again, that's just me. Like, I would, maybe want to find like a genuine connection first, getting a vibe through like their videos or vice
Right.
versa, or, friendly chats like that. But it's just funny how some people right away will just DM right away and
Yeah.
be like, hey, do you have Snapchat? Or like, hey, like, let me take you out. And you're like, hold on, what's your name? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
exactly. But not even going back to like when we used to do lives
yeah,
and the random stuff that comes on there too.
yeah,
The one I can remember the most, and you know
it
which
about
I'm
farts?
talking. Yes, yes. Like
yeah,
there's people
pants,
that
yeah.
are just really into that.
yeah,
And every single time I would come on live, he'd be like, I have another question for you today. I think you know what it is.
Yep.
When's the last time that you farted loudly? And at first, I brushed it off. I was like, haha, like it's a joke,
yes,
whatever. But then it was like, it was totally a fetish for this person.
it was,
And they went on and like they sent you messages
yes,
to be like, they told her they'd pay for it because I basically said, no way. Like I'm not in.
well, because he was talking about like some person making like
Yeah,
80 grand or
yeah,
something, like
yeah.
from farting in a jar, and I was like, I'll fart in a jar for 80 grand.
Yeah,
Not gonna
yeah,
lie,
yeah.
I will.
Yeah, 80
If you're gonna give me 80 grand, one fart in a jar, seal it up, send it to you, deal.
grand. Yeah.
I know. So then he like messaged me. He's like, "Are you serious about that?" I'm like, "If you're serious about paying me 80 grand, I'll
Yeah.
push one out for you."
Gross.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But like for 80 grand,
Yeah.
come on, you can't tell me you wouldn't for 80 grand.
80 grand.
80 grand, one fart in a jar.
Yeah. 80 grand. But would that like it'd have to be in a way that like not the whole community knows that I did it because
I'd be okay with people knowing. I'd be like, "What'd you do today?" I made 80 grand in 2 seconds. Oh yeah, how'd you do that? I farted in a jar. I totally I wouldn't care like for 80 grand. Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing it for like 80 bucks, but like 80 grand,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I mean 80 grand.
That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
yeah.
It is a lot of money.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know. But still, it's so creepy. Like
Oh,
when
it
they
is.
have like those fetishes or the foot
Yeah.
fetish people or
Well, and the thing is like it was a joke or so we
Right.
thought, but he was like,
right.
like DMing me and then like
Yes.
continued to
Yes.
over and over again, and I was like,
Yes.
all right, dude, I'm kidding. You're not having my fart. Like,
Exactly. And it just went on and on.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, man. Like,
yeah,
what is going on?
I know.
And then like he's kind of stopped talking about that. And then he wanted my advice. He was DMing me for advice on a date. And my advice to him was don't
Don't.
talk about farting.
Yeah,
And then
X on the fart.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. And then when he had talked to me after, he's like, oh, I did. And she thought it was funny. And I'm like, oh,
He did.
Yeah, he
I wonder
said-
if he actually did, or he's
I
just
yeah, I
trying to-
don't know. I don't know. And he's like, she thought it was funny. And Oh, he was just like, I swear, maybe he was like a kid because the questions he was asking me, like, he's like, she's coming from, I don't know, another province or something.
Yeah.
And what do I do? Do I kiss her or do we sleep together the first night? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I
Maybe
don't
a
know.
hug.
Yeah, I don't know. But he's like, but she's coming all the way from wherever.
Right. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I remember same person. Yeah, the one time we were talking about getting together or whatever for
Right.
coffee or lunch
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
something,
yeah,
and he was
yeah.
like, "Oh, like I'll join." And we were like, "No,"
Yeah, no thanks.
because he was kind of like from the area ish, and he was like, "Okay, like I'll join in." We're like, "No,
Yeah,
no, you won't."
no, no thanks.
I've also had another. I'll talk about another random DM. Some guy, sort of similar sort of thing.
Right.
And it's the whole like random name, no profile picture,
Right.
accounts.
Yes,
Those
yes,
ones, a lot of
yes.
those. And he wanted me to kick him in the balls,
Oh,
and I was
wow.
like, yeah. I was like, uh, why? First of all,
Yeah,
why?
yeah, yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
that what no men wants? Like,
Uh,
isn't that the worst?
yeah, yeah.
And he like it went on and on and on, and I was like, okay, like I thought it was like a funny joke, and I was like,
Right.
okay, like so that I just like stopped like responding to his DMs, but then like he would keep going, and I was
Right.
like, okay, like take a hint, like
Hmm.
stop, right? I don't know, people are weird sometimes.
So weird. Like, I
Yeah,
don't even, yeah.
yeah. Um, Also, kind of along with that is, I believe, anyways, that like no response is a response,
Right.
right?
Totally.
I've had people that have just like they'll continue to try and like they'll continue messaging me over and over and over again.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, like I've read your message and I have not responded.
Right.
Maybe one time, okay, I was busy with something, but if you've done it like multiple times and I haven't responded, like I'm sorry, but like that's your answer.
That
Like
is,
that's
yeah.
you know what I
That is a
mean?
response.
That is a
No
response.
response is a
Yeah.
response. It's meaning I'm
Yeah.
not interested. Like, don't
Yeah.
message me.
And to be clear, I am like I don't normally just like I won't normally just like ghost somebody right off the bat. Like if
Right.
somebody's, whatever at first, and I'm like, oh, okay, like thanks or no, or like
Right.
or it's very clear that I'm not, interested in having a conversation.
Right.
And then they'll keep doing it. Okay, well then at this point, yeah, I'm not responding. I'm not responding for a reason.
Right.
So like
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I just look at these and I was like, I would never like if I was trying to like message a guy or message
Right.
anybody, whatever, and they didn't respond even once, I'd be like, okay, they're not interested. The odd chance if I thought maybe for whatever reason they were and they were just busy or something, I might be like, hey, just saying hi, like one last time at
Right.
very most.
Right.
Still nothing. I'm out.
Yeah, not like 10 times.
no.
Yeah.
I know. I have this one. And he just continuously like I've told him no like a million times sort of thing, right? It's one of those. And
Right.
he said to me the one time, he's like, he tried like at first it was just, hey, how are you? I was
Right.
like, fine, how are you?
Right.
Whatever. And then when he was trying to like ask like if I'd be interested in getting together, I was like, no, sorry, I'm not interested. Like
Right.
whatever. Like again, very
Yeah.
respectful. I'm never rude because there's no point. But he then he would like just keep going.
Right.
And then it'll be like a few days pass and he goes, so when do you have plans to meet with me?
What?
And I literally respond, I'm like, I don't have plans for that. And like he'll just keep going like every whatever. And I'm like, why? Like, oh yeah, here, let me see. I'm actually gonna read this right now. Because this is just funny and why not? Oh yeah, okay. What's up with your plans to meet me in person? I said, I don't have plans for that. And then he just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Like literally, I'm showing you, just continuously
God.
messages me
Wow.
asking like, what's your age? Like, what's up with you now? Like sends me like a GIF, like, I wish I could hug you.
Gosh.
I'm like, yeah. Saying again, like what area he's from. I'm really interested to meet you in person. I'm like, but why are you continuing?
Yeah, but you already said No.
No, a few
Yeah.
times.
Yes.
And like I'm simply not responding to you. Why like I just don't understand why people just like why you would continue. And I'm sure like and I'm not just saying like men, I'm sure like there's women that do that too.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm sure there are.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
but I don't know. I don't get it.
No.
I just don't get it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm also pretty sick of all the like sugar daddies.
Oh, the
That
sugar
the
daddies.
sugar daddies. I think I have like 1,000 messages from random, like, I don't know, fake profiles because I'm pretty sure they're fake profiles saying that
Hi, sweetheart. Do you want to be friends with me? No, no
Yeah.
sexual whatever
Yeah,
required.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'll give you a weekly allowance of $5,000.
Yep,
You
yep,
just have to.
something like that.
just
I
friendly
will
chatting.
I will pull up one right now
Oh, yeah.
and tell you like exactly word for word what it says.
The funny thing is too is I'll get that because like I've got multiple accounts and like especially like on Instagram or whatever, I'll get like the same person
Right.
on like all three of my accounts, and I'm like,
I know.
thank you, no thank you. Like,
Oh my gosh. Yeah. This one says, "Hey, have you ever had a sugar daddy online before? Do you have any bad feelings about it?"
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then here's one. It says, "Hi, dear. Would you love to have a sugar daddy that will pay you $7,000
Yeah,
weekly
weekly.
allowance
Yeah.
for your bills and shopping? No sexual content
Sign me up."
involved. I don't request much from my babies. All I want is companionship, someone loyal, trustworthy with me, and gives me advice."
Oh my gosh. I've read some of those to my husband before. I'm like, hey, listen. And he's like, do it. $7,000 a week?
Yeah.
Just to chat with this. Yeah, do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what I
If
mean?
that were the actual case, like
Oh,
I know, like
yeah.
these guys, like there's a scam. They probably
yeah.
like make you give them something. I don't know what they do, but it's something.
No, yeah. I've got tons of like, I won't even, I mean, I leave my requests all in there. So I won't even open them up because I don't want them to see that I've opened them. But yeah. Hey, princess. Sorry to slide into your DMs like this, blah, blah, blah. Like just
Right.
everything, right? And you're
Oh,
like,
totally. And then there's the whole painting a mural of you
Oh, yes.
thing. Those
Yes.
are really annoying too.
I know.
Hello, sorry, can I use one of your pictures as a mural art? I'm currently on a project, and if you will let me, you'll be paid and credited greatly.
oh, I know. You're like, sure. I had somebody before, like
Yeah.
same sort of thing. This one was on Instagram.
Right.
And yeah, they basically same message, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like just send us your bank info, and we'll deposit the money right in there." I was like, "Oh, sure,
Yeah.
yeah, here's my banking details."
Yeah, here's my banking
Like-
details so you can clean out my account.
yeah, exactly.
I feel bad for like there's older people that don't really understand.
Oh, I know.
And I'm sure they get scammed by this stuff.
yeah, definitely.
And I mean, at least, we're a little bit more tech savvy.
Yeah.
A little.
No, but like, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not tech savvy, but like, I know scams online when
Oh,
I see
yeah,
them and
of
stuff like that.
course.
And like, if somebody sends me a link,
Right.
actually, even Ian has like sent me links before, and I'm like, is this safe to click on? Because I'm like, I almost never click on links, regardless of like what they are, because they're so popular when it comes to scams, right?
Right.
And I'm like, you just never know like what's in there because they could, you click on something and then they could have access to your account or,
Right. Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I never click on links
Unless you know what it is.
unless I know, what it is or like,
Right.
it's trusted or anything like that. And even that, I'm always like, like,
Yeah.
just because I know people that have lost their accounts and stuff too from
Right.
doing it,
Yeah, you don't want to chance it.
No. Yeah. Or I get, some of the other DMs or are like, hey, I'm in this contest. Can you vote for me or whatever? Just click this link, vote for me. I really appreciate it. And it's people that you followed for a while. So you're almost like, oh, like, I don't mind. Takes 2 seconds, I'll do it. But I'm like, that's a scam. They're
Yeah.
right, because then somebody has hacked their account,
Right.
and
Yes.
then they're doing that. Then if you do that, then they've got access to yours as well, and it's like,
Right.
yeah. So
I know. Some of it's kind of hard to
yeah,
know, like,
I know.
what do you click? What do you don't click? What do
I
you
know. So if you ever send me a link or ask me to vote for you, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
darn? What if it's legit?
Well, you can text me it then. You've got my
Okay.
number.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
No, for real though, because you just, yeah, you never know. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else to do with anything else that you have to say about any of this randomness of, you know, social media and creeps?
I mean, there's different kinds of creeps too. There definitely is. We've talked kind of about the creeps that are, just genuine creeps. And then
Right.
there's also not even creeps, but to go along with like unwanted DMs, just like, those mean ones and stuff too. That
Right. That's true.
and actually, hold on for a second, going sort of back to all that other stuff. Um, just because like somebody posts a video as well that like you think they look good in, or you think is, sexy or whatever, doesn't mean that person is looking for you to DM them or looking for you to like talk about their looks or something like that. You know what I mean? Like so often I find, if somebody posts a video that's, whatever, it doesn't even matter, but
Right.
certain people will be like, oh, she's posting this, she must want, this and that, and they don't necessarily know the reasons why they're posting it, or, whatever. But somebody posting like a certain video is not like, it's not an invitation.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not. You're totally right. It's not something you're not asking for them to comment on your looks,
Yeah.
because that's not even what you're talking about. You're
Yeah.
not okay if you were doing a makeup video.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine. That
Or
makes sense.
clothes
Or
and stuff.
clothes.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You're talking about something serious or something you feel deeply about.
Yeah.
They're not even listening to what you're saying.
No.
They're just looking at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I totally agree. Like, it's just the same people all the time,
yeah.
and they comment the same things all the
All
time.
Yeah. I
Cut and
know.
paste.
I
Cut
know.
and paste.
I know. I won't throw his name out there because I'm sure a lot of people know him. But remember the one I was telling you about? We've both had him, and then the other creator, one of the female creators on there, fully called him out.
Right.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, oh, I do.
Yeah, because he would literally like copy and paste messages to every woman, I swear, like on TikTok, into their DMs, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, and again, I won't say her name either, but I love that she like fully called him out and like made a video on it and stuff. And I was like, yes, girl.
Right. Yeah. I like that too.
Yeah, well, because they're like, no, like I'm just saying this to you. I'm just whatever. And you're like, no, you're literally like me and my friend are comparing notes right now. Like you're,
Yeah,
you're not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, honestly, that's just like you said, if I were single, that would not be a turn on. Like, I would not. No, if somebody's being genuine, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And there are genuine people on social media. I can always tell, like I said, and that's why I always appreciate even more when, you get compliments or you get nice comments or anything
Right.
like that. And
Of
you know
course.
they're from people who are actually genuine and they've actually watched your video or listened to what you said or whatever. And they're being genuine about it. I have a lot of respect for people like that. But it's the other ones that you're like, thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like then I'm just basically copying and pasting my thank you. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
you've just done it on my last 10 posts. Like,
I know.
all right.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would be curious though too to know if any men have any take on this. Like if women
Right.
are the same. If women are, sliding into your DMs like this or comments or anything like that, I'd be curious to know.
Yeah,
to
me
know
too.
that.
Yeah.
So if you're listening,
If you're listening and you would like to be a guest on our show,
yeah.
you could DM our Instagram.
We're allowing these DMs.
Yeah, we are allowing. You could DM our Instagram or a TikTok.
Yeah.
Can they also comment on our YouTube?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And our YouTube too. We
Yes.
have all of those.
We are going to get everything out very soon. All of our socials, we'll push them all out soon. We'll post them both on our own personal pages, so you can
Right.
find out how to get in touch with us there as well. But if it is something related to the podcast, you can DM us personally as well.
Personally DM us.
Yes.
Just no creepy vibes.
No creepy vibes. But yeah, I would definitely be curious too, though, to know like what men feel about
Right.
this, if they've had, similar experiences, with women. I know there are some who have,
With
but I'd be curious to know more about it, to hear about it.
Or, and I'm also curious to know if other men have had experience, if you're gay, if you had experience with another man doing the same thing to you,
Right, yeah.
or a woman that's lesbian
Or
has
anything. Yeah,
experience.
anything.
Yeah.
Any kind of creepy or unwanted
Yes,
DMs or comments.
yes, by anybody.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that this is the show for today.
Yes, I think so. As always, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
How do I stop recording?
You just